Welcome acolytes. Today I'm reacting to a new, YouTube drama, and this one is about MamaMax. Well, MamaMax, as a lot of you might not know, is actually it's just a guy that does things that actually in theory protects children. Now, his content is based around that basically all the time. Now, he did it in a way where I personally, do I disagree with it? The thing itself, that he wants to protect children, that's a nice thing to do. Of course, that's a very valuable thing to do, but the way he does it, I personally always doubted it in a way that I say he basically only wanted the entertainment. It wasn't any pure thing where he's like, yeah, I want to do this and make money off it, because, by the way, the money part, I agree with it after a while. The ones that actually live in reality know we need food. We need to live somewhere. Actually, to do those things, we need to survive. So, that he does it because of money or the entertainment value, that's okay in my book. But the way he did it, it never came across as particularly smart. Or even in a way where you could say, well, this is a thing where you do just because of the bottom of your heart. And this is just something I personally don't like, but as it is, he's just someone special. Let's just say he's someone special. So let's start and see what WillyMacShow actually is say about him, because I particularly like WillyMacShow. He takes this stuff serious and does the stuff in a way where I say, okay, this is actually a guy that deserves a lot of attention, way more than he actually gets. So let's just start, won't we?
Biggest collapse of a channel in YouTube history where the person's entire brand is a lie. Max frames himself as a professional predator hunter, having caught many...
Yeah, and by the way, yes, predator hunter. So, by the way, yeah, as I said, I don't know if it's a lie what he says, but he does it in a way that... Oh yeah, and by the way, one of my, acolytes that actually comments a lot, stated out that things like this, or YouTube channels, that most of the time they do it in a way where the actual perpetrator gets away with it because, well, they just do it openly, and it's bullshit because the police cannot do the things the police should do. So there's that. And yes, I looked into it, and it's
criminals.
I'm the pedo hunting guy. I'm the friggin' pedo hunter.
We have the right guy, like we always do.
Arresting predators is something everyone could get behind, netting him over $15,000 a month on Patreon.
Damn.
Except he hasn't caught anyone. Zero proof of anything.
A destructive cult.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I'm actually against, because if you do things like that, at least get the proof together, give it to the police, and then just let the police do the job and then make a video about it. Because you're basically harming the thing a lot by doing it in a uncordial way.
That has victimized hundreds of children. The leader is still active. This is the real deal. Law enforcement has failed us. We have solid evidence we are saving for the legal case.
He doesn't have anything. His lawyers told him so. Even worse, he's been fabricating information and outright lying to his audience. Nicholas Diorio and Muda have made videos blowing this story wide open. So I want to touch on some of the behind the scenes over the years when it comes to Max, as well as the fallout of this entire cancellation. The key takeaway I want you to have coming into this video is that Max has never caught a predator.
So you've never actually gotten a pedophile arrested?
Yeah, I imagined, by the way.
Not to my knowledge.
He doesn't even go to the cops.
Well, now that you guys are sort of getting a case together, don't you think it'd be a better idea to, before the video, to give it to the authorities again, now that you're like all together and you can sort of go as a collective to the police?
I mean, we could have done that, but at the same time, with the track record that we've already seen, it just didn't really seem realistic without having more of us survivors to do this.
Yes, I feel the urgency of the matter requires all of us to start bringing the survivors together. I don't want to wait for the bureaucracy of law enforcement to take their time.
When Max talked to a lawyer about his case,
And by the way, to a degree, I of course agree that the bureaucracy takes a long time and can F things up for some people. But in the end of the day, the people, if you really catch someone that's actually on about it, the people try their best. Like most of the people are good people that try to do the job correctly if they work in a job like this. There are of course bad apples. Those bad apples are everywhere. That's nothing special in this particular case. And yeah, but I also understand the thing of that the bureaucracy just takes long and sometimes and manchmal, I stay with it, it just F's things up.
he allegedly said there wasn't enough evidence.
So when we reached out to the lawyer, he told us it would not be beneficial to pursue a case against Camden Gerard Davis because he likely does not have substantial assets. So he recommended that we all go in person to report him to the police station that is in his jurisdiction.
Then why didn't you? From a lot of creators' perspective, it seemed like the only point of Max's video was to get people to shout him out. 2023, Max's big video was a Trojan horse, where the idea was to criticize big content creators for making videos on Sniper Wolf instead of talking about his video on Cameron Gerard Davis. He even ends it with a hashtag.
Let's set an example of responsible influence, starting with this very exchange. Your presence here is more than just a view count. It is a small step toward action.
Hashtag We Are Real, showing a picture of one of the alleged victims. Nobody has been able to jump on the story with Max because there is no story. His evidence was saying Camden groomed hundreds of girls into his werewolf cult and showing random DMs.
The man had recruited hundreds of young children, subjecting them to sending CP, assault, and attempted trafficking.
He then shows a social media direct message from, I assume this is the app Whisper. Correct me if I'm wrong. And again, if you read the chat, I was bitten by a wolf. That's how I became one. Can you show you in your form, werewolf form? What's the context? Getting sucked by Kirby equals raisin balls.
Yet the things that he shows here, by the way, because I already looked into it a bit, so that's why I maybe should talk a bit more about this, but at the end of the day, he doesn't show any proof, and this could as well be a fetish, that's all. Now, don't get me wrong, if I personally caught someone saying like that to a kid, I wouldn't be that nice about it. But if we wanna have a fair state, it just has to be fair. And this could be a pure fetish, that's all. So, yes, as much as I actually prefer action over this, but,
What is the context here? How does this explain the cult? How does this explain anything? This is why people are mad.
It doesn't.
He is presenting these screenshots like they're damning evidences.
He has this as a permanent picture in the corner of his stream, cementing that this guy has hundreds of victims, but zero evidence of even one existing. And when it comes to Camden's supposed victim, Spencer, her testimony is just absurd.
On March 18th, 2016, Spencer, a 16-year-old girl from Wiley, Texas, mysteriously disappeared, lured by the illusion of joining a supernatural family as a vampire on some random corner of the internet.
It's sad but if it's true, by the way, if it's true, missing, yes, she's missing as a vampire, yeah, but that's
She actually found herself ensnared in a dangerous sex cult led by a child predator posing as a werewolf god.
Wait, so what did he convince you to be? Like a werewolf or vampire? What are we talking here?
he convinced me that I was a vampire, and then later on, after he quote-unquote broke up with me, I was a hybrid of a werewolf and a vampire.
Oh.
No.
Hybrid. Okay.
Yeah. He got deep into it.
That's all of Max's evidence. Random messages and a statement that is insane. It's rapist Twilight, apparently. If you're 16 years old and you want to bang a guy because you think he's a werewolf, an actual werewolf, then you deserve to be groomed. Am I allowed to say that? Because it's how I really feel.
Let's say it like that. If you're 16 or a child, I don't agree with it. That you deserve to be groomed. No. Like, don't say it like that, because no, if you're a child, you're stupid as fuck. You're really not the smartest being around here. So let's not say that it's... And don't get me wrong, I mean, do I think that... the 16-year-old that says that she's a werewolf is, or he or it is a werewolf is stupid? Yes. Stupid as fuck, by the way. But that doesn't excuse grooming in any way. And do you deserve it? Still, no. As hard as I want to say something different, but no, you don't deserve it.
Parents failed you. Even creators reacting to his video.
Oh, the parents failed you part? Agree 100%. That's yes. Yes, the parents failed you if you honestly think that you're a freaking werewolf at this age. Yeah, one of the things is this: the parents just totally effed up your upbringing.
At the time, were hypercritical because of how little evidence Max had.
In a world where these industries amass profits in the hundreds of billions, it is unfathomable how they can still operate largely in a...
So, like, can you get to what's the situation?
Escalation of human trafficking.
There's nothing here. I can't even sit through it. This is the third time he's saying the same shit over and over again. Some girl, here's my Patreon where people pay me money to virtue signal about topics I probably don't really care about. Okay, cool. So we had no information here. There was no presentation of information. You didn't direct us where we could find out more about what's actually going on. What a tone deaf.
And this is, by the way, the biggest problem. No information, no effing any effing proof or something like that. This is the freaking problem here. That there is some sicko that does this, I believe it instantly. That's not even a question in my mind. But you have to prove it.
Video.
Here's the thing, it's not just creators that don't know what's going on. Max doesn't even know what's going on. This all leaked from his call with Muda and Nick.
I am in the server where they are posting evidence. Not all of them have walked me through what the evidence is as to what the context is.
Okay. So you can't verify the evidence then?
What does that mean, I can't verify it?
You can't verify if what they're posting is legitimate.
It means that there's a much larger issue here. Not only do we have no idea what's going on, it seems like you don't know what's going on.
I do know what's going on. I don't know the complete story.
You're the complete story. That's your job, just to get the complete story out there. You understand how crazy this sounds?
Yeah, why are you putting it all on me?
Because it's your case!
The one bringing it. Why?
But this is one of the dumbest question ever. Why are you pulling this on me? If you make a video about it, if you take the responsibility for it, yes, you are the one that actually gets asked this. So that's just plain stupid.
Absolutely, I am the first one.
Yeah.
You are the only one!
The majority of this video is Max hating on bigger creators for not shouting him out for his unsubstantiated allegations.
The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing.
It's him begging Charlie in DMs to shout.
But that's the next thing. If the saying itself, I agree. If you do nothing in the eyes of evil, of course you have to like see it as it is. If you have a chance of doing something, if it's like worth it, will you die? Will you burn? But don't use this, especially this. That's a pretty important thing. And doing nothing is one thing, but just trying to scam people about it, like, come on. come on here. Because then doing, if you want to scam people and just lie about it, then doing nothing is the better option.
I'm out.
Charlie, I hold on to the hope that you'll act in accordance with the integrity and goodness I've always known you to possess.
He just wants a shout out. That's all this is. Max, is this about clout or is this about helping people? You didn't go to the police. Your lawyer said you didn't have enough evidence.
Oh yeah, and by the way, the first thing where you say this, how Max did, the things that Max did, and you actually demand a shout out, that just destroys your case. It just... at the end of the day, if you demand a shout out, it's just, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't, or you can ask someone on, hey, this case is pretty strong, like I have this and this evidence, if you could please, then if you're interested in things like that, then do the shout out. Yes, but demanding it, especially with no real evidence, not the way.
And when you were in a call with Nick and Muda, you claimed that allegations is evidence because ChatGPT said so.
Oh, not ChatGPT, bro.
Okay. So, look at what I just sent you.
Yeah, you sent me a ChatGPT prompt, not a fucking legal definition.
We can argue legal semantics all we
No,
want.
we're
We are
not arguing
lawyers.
semantics. We have to look at exact definition, Max.
ChatGPT.
Oh my, okay, if you as I tip, if you literally wanna be recognized as someone to get that's wanna be taken serious, don't ask ChatGPT for legal advice. This is what the fuck are we? Oh my god! I'm gonna ask ChatGPT if my girlfriend is pregnant. Maybe it knows the answer. If ChatGPT says yes, I'm gonna present it to him and be like, "See, you're pregnant. Don't even deny it." Oh, F me.
Understands the legal system.
He vaguely threatened Nick while he was making his video, saying, "Your silence has been both noticeable and disappointing. Your response or lack thereof will not go unnoticed." He threatened to cancel Charlie for not promoting his video.
Makes me sad.
Yeah, come on, dude. This is F you. Honestly, F you. And then threatening F you. Just get the fuck out. You're just making your case worse and worse.
Not doing this. But I am being the nicest I could be. I could literally cancel you, Charlie. I could literally cancel you.
Yeah, I am sorry. This is a guy like, after this, no, his power or the influence that he has just went to his head. He's done. He's done.
And I choose not to. It's true though. It's the truth. Like, I'm the friggin' pedo hunter.
And you're terrible at it. It's like, what do you mean by that? Are you threatening to call Charlie a pedophile? And he's always done this. He made weird, vague threats against Corp's husband, trying to get a shout out.
I know you have nothing to do with this, but with all of your power, influence, and the favor you owe me, I just couldn't help myself. So, remember when you reached out after years of not speaking to me while I was at the hospital tending to my sick girlfriend, and you kept trying to rush me home to do you a huge favor, and then you threw me under the bus for something you did, and at the same time acted like you were taking full responsibility for it?
It's about him saying the word retard. Who cares? He's got to jump on your pedo allegations because of this? Yeah, because the gaming YouTuber is equipped to handle such allegations. He did this to the most popular YouTuber at the time, Shane Dawson.
I know you've done a lot of f***ed up shit in the past and you don't really deserve everyone's forgiveness. But since you're one of the biggest creators in our genre, standing up for what's right instead of wasting time on haunted houses would finally make you look good to the public once again. This is your chance to redeem yourself. Don't squander it.
The video is called Pick a Side YouTube, and it came out in 2021. The implication is that if you don't shout out Max, then you're siding with pedophiles. I'm not even joking, this is what he does. A creator named Tommy C criticized Max for this unhinged behavior 2 years ago.
So beyond the realm of ridiculous, and I am generally shocked by the quality of YouTubers that are not looking at this a little more critically. It is just shocking to me, and just how many YouTubers, and I think I know where it comes from to some extent. I'm afraid to be called a pedo.
And that's exactly what happened. Max responded to Tommy by saying he sides with pedos.
Actually, know what before?
Yes, this is like, come on, dude. Can any one of you now understand why I actually think that this guy is a piece of shit? Even the things that he does. Because I didn't start it too aggressive because, man, you know, just so not to divide anyone else. But honestly, if you're doing this, the entire thing you're doing, the only thing you're doing is you're throwing the freaking really important message under the bus for nothing. You're destroying it for nothing. And it's just disgusting. This guy, in my opinion, is as bad as the people he hunts. And it's not easy to say. But he really just acts up disgustingly. And he does it all the time. And it's just, if you want to do things like that, you still have to have somewhat of a moral high ground. Because you can get, at any time, you can just get, you actually can just get to hear, well, F you then. I'm not doing it just because of you. I'm not doing the positive change that I actually should do. No. F you.
Before we even watch it, let's take a caller. Hi, you're live on the air.
I pick pedophiles.
Wow, okay. I absolutely agree. Thank you so much for calling in.
I am a...
What I did not foresee, however, was when you accidentally aligned with actual pedophiles along the way.
Now he does clarify later that he isn't calling Tommy a predator.
And that's not me calling you a pedophile.
Oh, come on, you're implying it so hard that it's basically calling him a pedo. It's the exact same thing. You know what you're doing. You know it exactly.
Number 46853.
Yep.
But you kind of did. That was the message your fans got as they called Tommy a pedo over and over again. He runs a cult where you aren't supposed to listen to anyone but him.
This is why I say look at behaviors and don't listen to words, guys. Look at her behavior, do not listen to her words. And look at our behavior.
It's terrible. Your behavior is taking unsubstantiated and sometimes completely fabricated claims and pressuring YouTubers into promoting your channel. And if they don't, they're predators or they don't think the victim should be platformed.
Because I'm gonna tell you now, Lyrics had hella good points, Muda, once again, had hella good points, and you're not listening to them. And every time Muda talks to you for 2 times in a row, I think it was 2 live streams in a row, but 2 times Muda has talked to you, you act like your daddy whooped your ass, and you look like you're about to cry because you know his ass is right. But yet, you don't do what he says. What is wrong with you?
So you don't want me to platform the survivors for live streams?
When did I say I don't want them platformed? When did I say I don't want them platformed?
He's shoving words in Xylee's mouth. It's so horribly bad faith.
This is so diff. Did you catch on the deflecting? If not, just repeat the video again and just see when he actually deflected. It's easy to see, but still, a learning thing. Just do it, just listen to it.
If you're going to platform victims, do so responsibly. Have your receipts in order. You going about this so recklessly hurts creators who collab with you. It hurts your reputation, but most importantly, it hurts the victim's reputation.
Yes, and this is the most important thing. It hurts the victims.
I survived.
I have been doing commentary since 2017, and I've seen poorly covered allegations year after year, some innocent, some likely guilty. At what point is it too much? At what point should YouTubers leave it to the authorities before covering it? That's why I like to use ground news. When covering serious allegations on this channel, like the Andrew Tate case, it's important to source articles that stick to the facts. Ground news is an app and website that lets you see every side to every story, and helps you understand where the media bias is coming into play. There was recently a story posted by Vice about how a guy escaped Andrew Tate's trafficking cult. Ground news clearly labels it as coming from a left-leaning source, and says that the article has some mixed factuality. And when you read it, it's dead on, with the entire article being this guy's testimony with no proof he was even part of Tate's program. The only thing making this story somewhat believable is other people's leaks from Tate's course. This is why ground news is so great, because you can see who's covering these stories and how reliable these articles are before you read them. So it doesn't matter if it's about the Russell Brand case or Andrew Tate or the US elections, ground news is the only app that gives me the facts about the news straight up. And it prevents my own bias from getting in the way, showing me where I've been getting my news this month. I've done a few ads with ground news now. I'm the one that reached out to them because I think what they're doing is important. Go to ground.news/WillyMac and get 30% off the Vantage plan, which is what I use. Or you can try their Pro plan for less than $1 a month. Check them out. I want them to be a longtime supporter of the channel. Thank you, Ground News, for sponsoring this video.
Yeah, and I just let it in because things like that are actually important, that you get a neutral thing you can look at, because, you know, living in an echo chamber is easy. Actually, informing yourself is hard.
The craziest part about this story to me is Max saying that allegations are evidence.
So, look at what I just sent you.
This is the problem with this situation. You're going in with evidence that can't be 100% corroborated. You're going in with allegations as an evidence. Courts would...
You're going in with ChatGPT.
Why?
This is wildly hypocritical, seeing that Max has allegations against him. 5 ex-girlfriends have come forward.
Hello everyone, welcome back to an exclusive MamaMax cancellation video. So today, my exes are, as always, accusing me of pedophilia, animal abuse, domestic abuse, kidnapping, and whatever else they can attribute to me.
Guilty. Lock him up. Allegations are evidence. When his accusers would villainize everyone who didn't believe in them, Max would act like it was a ridiculous thing to do.
So according to Paulina, if you believe that I am innocent of these allegations, then you are either an incel, a fuckwit, or an abusive asshole.
Wow, Max, your ex...
And he does the exact same thing. He does the exact same thing, for fuck's sake. Can you see the hypocritical side of it? Like, come on, dude.
Sounds just like you. You were perfect for each other. How'd you let them go? Max's response to the allegations was to call one of their boyfriends a pedophile.
Anthony Field, Haley's boyfriend, Magnetar on YouTube, the one who published this video on me.
Max's proof is allegations from an unknown person where they were both friends while they were both in high school together. So I don't really get how that works.
I've known this girl since she was a child, and I believe what she says.
Why was this not a red flag for us back in the day? This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. This video is so telling because he does the same thing he did to Tommy. I'm not saying he's a pedo. Yes, you did. You already called him that.
And I feel this is not enough evidence to build an entire case against him. So I have not and will not until we have more proof.
He says this to make it seem like he has integrity. His evidence against this guy is the same evidence he has against Camden. None. Max then reiterates less than 1 minute later that the guy's a predator, making his previous statement pointless.
I guess it's poetic that my abusers try to take me down with the help of a pedophile.
Dude, you just said that there wasn't enough evidence. Max's accusers don't have enough evidence for Max to be considered guilty of anything, but they have more evidence than Max ever has when making his allegations. You could take everything Max says and flip it on him.
The fact that they're trying to profit off of subjects like rape and CSA is probably one of the most disgusting things you can do as a human being. You guys are the reason why it's so goddamn difficult to believe actual victims. It seems to be their pattern. If you don't believe them, you're gonna get harassed. It is why he uses manipulative language so that I can't defend myself without people immediately thinking I am lying. It is why he has been trying so hard to pester small commentary channels to cover the story.
It is why he refused to handle everything privately and legally. He is the predator.
You are the predator. In his video where he's falsely accused, he uses it to falsely accuse people. It's poetic.
I literally love you, Charlie. I literally love you, dude.
Max has been caught dead lying about everything, the predators he's caught. Hell, he's even admitted faking stuff in his video for artistic purposes.
The investigations themselves are real, but obviously the films have fictional elements. Like, it's a film. Like, I am presenting it as if it were to be real, but I didn't think people would take it as that. Like,
But wait, you hunt files. You don't think that people are going to think your videos are real?
So that's the thing. So I want everyone...
This is such bullshit.
When you watch my video...
You can actually destroy the life of someone innocent with that. This is disgusting. This is just disgusting.
To assume everything is fake, except like when I show a people's face and what they're doing.
He's falsely accused people because they don't believe his art should be trusted. And when people falsely accuse Max, he falsely accuses them back. It's such psychotic behavior, I wanted to talk to Max to see if there was some other explanation for all of this. It is the most elaborate lie since John Swan. I messaged him asking, are you going to respond to all of this? And he replied, right now my priority is on the survivors. Once things cool down, I'll respond to everything. What more could you be doing for the survivors at this point? You haven't gotten anyone arrested and your lawyer says you don't have enough evidence. What could you possibly be busy with? I said, I don't see why you would make this up outside of just wanting more clout. Is there some detail people are missing? Do you want to talk so it's not such a dog pile? Max responded, there's a lot of detail people are missing. We're explaining everything in a documentary. Is this where all the evidence is going to be? I just don't know if I have the patience for another art piece where I gotta determine what's real and what's fake. I assume it has to do with his Silence All Survivors trailer, which was posted to his Patreon. He continues, I do want to talk and I appreciate you reaching out. Just right now, there is much more sensitive issues that require my immediate attention. I'm down to have a conversation in the future about everything if you'd like. I'm down, and I genuinely hope he's on track to deal with this the right way. He talks about it a bit in his response video.
I just completed a 30-minute video called Silencing All Survivors that addresses pretty much everything. It addresses criticisms. It addresses my approach. It includes apologies. It includes a call to action on Camden.
Do you have any evidence this time around? Because if not, don't make the video. Max then apologizes to Charlie.
I'm sorry to Charlie. I really am sorry. I did not mean to make you upset. Sorry to Charlie for dragging him into a case that is not necessarily his fight. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry to my audience who don't even know what the heck is going on.
Again, you have no idea if these claims are legit. For supposedly having hundreds of victims, it's weird how the only one we see is Spencer. He ends the video by speaking in vague terms.
And people are making all these public attacks, not platforming any of us, not wanting to talk to the survivors themselves. And when
it's the way you did it, bro.
People do talk to the survivors, they're getting attacked. Just because they're transgender.
Bruh, what are you talking about? Lyrics? He then gets the most scripted hug ever. Hassan's fake crying looked more real. His trailer for the documentary is him complaining about how his Kickstarter was taken down.
Our GoFundMe to support the survivors
I don't feel bad for him. He deserved it. He deserves it.
Of child sex crimes committed by Camden Gerard Davis was mass reported and shut down. We stand at a pivotal moment in history for the voices of child sex crime survivors. The silence has already been overwhelming, and now powerful forces are trying to further mute our efforts.
Look how manipulative this is. He's showing his critics tweets about him and framing it as if they're silencing the victims. You're the only one to blame. It's your shoddy reporting that made people second guess the victims.
Yes.
Don't blame them, blame yourself.
Oh my god, he's crying! What a fucking bitch!
Max, stop with the artistic stuff. The deep voice, the music, faking evidence. Videos that are this serious should be very clear. Here's the allegations, and here's the evidence to go with it. Nobody cares about anything else. Stop crying.
Feels like when when we reach out for help, people just want to use that opportunity to attack us, to hate on me.
Abuse it, just like you did with Corpse Husband.
It's hard. This is really hard.
It shouldn't be this hard, just be upfront about what you have. Also, stop making these hashtags trying to drag creators down with you. If you have a strong enough story, people will want to talk about it. Look at everybody talking about you right now. Moral of the story, if you're a victim, don't go to MamaMax. If you're a predator, make sure your victims go to MamaMax. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Subscribe to the channel and be sure...
Yes, by the way, subscribe to him, look at his stuff also, because he does really well stuff. And acolytes, as it is for today, oh, for F's sake, I just have to say, MamaMax is a disgusting human being, but it is what it is. Good night.